Hello again, this is Ian, and this is the first in what I'm hoping or planning will be a series of interviews, primarily with the staff from Sambavna and Chingari. But the first one here is a bit off the wall because it's with two volunteers who are here at the moment with me, and they're just about to leave and go on their way to places new. They've been here for 6 weeks and they've been working mostly in fact totally at Chingari. And we have here Emma on the left and Aileen on the right of your screens as you look at them. So they're going to tell you a little bit about their work here, so I'm going to shut up and get out of the way. Over to you, ladies.
Okay, so hi, I'm Emma, and so we both physiotherapists I'm from Glasgow in Scotland.
And I'm from Ireland.
And we are just newly graduated as of July this year. We have been over here working in Chingari, volunteering as physios and living here in Sambavna. So Chingari is the kind of sister charity of Sambavna, part of the Bhopal Medical Appeal, which is for the children affected by the gas and water tragedy. So we see lots of children there with lots of different neurological issues. Some of the common ones we saw were spinal bifida, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, which was kind of the predominant one, lots of developmental delay, muscular dystrophy, and some undiagnosed neurological issues as well. So Chingari, the children go Monday to Friday, 10 to 4, the day's split into two halves. About 50 children approximately in the morning, 50 children in the afternoon. They mostly come with their parents who are there with them, their mothers usually, but we do see the odd father there with them as well. They get picked up from the community by the Chingari van drivers, so that makes that quite an easy process and hopefully makes the attendance higher than it would be if they were having to get there themselves. They come and they can get physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech and language therapy, and education, special education as well. So there's all different staff that do that, and there's kind of they go throughout the day to different areas and then in and out of OT, physio, etc. Have a little programme to themselves for the day. They get one hot meal a day, and they also get a uniform provided, which is good. So they all come matching. There's no unequal sort of things. They all come in the same uniform, which we thought was really a really good thing to have there. And yeah, it's great. So as expected, when we came to India, which is part of the reason we came, we expected there to be lots of challenges, and that there was. So, but there was also many triumphs, many amazing times.
Oh, I'm pleased about that.
Bit of both, but yeah, we did come because we wanted a different experience than just going straight into the NHS or into the Irish healthcare system. So we came over full of enthusiasm, optimism, and ready to work for the first time as qualified physiotherapists. So some of the challenges we faced were, as expected, communication, which was the biggest challenge that we faced, especially, like I said, with Scottish accent, Irish accent, both reasonably strong, versus the Hindi.
I can support that.
So yeah, we had to learn to both tone that down, and we also made an effort to learn some Hindi words, even though we didn't get too far with that, but we got commonly used physiotherapy Hindi words such as up and down, upar and niche. Aileen learnt how to count to 10, which was more than I managed to. Stop, slow down. Very good, thank you, hello. The kind of basics we kind of managed to nail eventually. But also communication is obviously such a big thing in physiotherapy. At home it's all about building a rapport with the patient and with also the family, especially when you're working with children. So that was something that took a bit of time over the few weeks.
It's a lot of translating through the physios, and
even
that was difficult sometimes because the way we were phrasing things was
different than maybe the English usual ways, because of again our accents and our phrases, but also obviously things get lost in communication when you're doing that. So that was definitely a challenge. Also there was numerous cultural differences as expected again in India, which was another thing we had to get over, but
we mostly overcame them. And then from like a physio point of view, there's challenges like from what's available medically to the children. So at home there's a lot of like surgical interventions and Botox and things to alleviate like spasticity or alleviate deformities forming, but those are very expensive in India, and Chingari does help in a lot of ways for like spinal surgeries and things. It does help, but it can't provide the financial assistance for all minor surgeries and things like that. So that was one thing that was difficult from a physio point of view, and that we saw a lot of conditions maybe more progressed than they would be in the UK. But they make do with what they have. So there is like government funded like splints, and they do use walking aids around the rehabilitation centre. But as you can imagine, the infrastructure around India doesn't really allow the kids to use those like walking aids, say at home or out in the streets. I mean, there's the potholes, the steps, there's steps everywhere. So that's a big difference to home. And then things like home equipment aren't really provided, or there is no space for them. Things like that as well. So there isn't hardly any wheelchairs. I think we saw 2 or 3 or
and for very severe cases usually as well.
And as the children get bigger, and then from a physio point of view, the physio treatments have all the same like principles as at home, so like strengthening, things like that, but they tended to use kind of like a global strengthening program with passive movements and things like that. So what we tried to do was individualized treatments a bit more, so changing like some of the like using like total assistance instead of like totally actively or totally assisting a child to do a squat. We would change it and go back to the motor milestone that they maybe haven't achieved yet, maybe like sitting balance or things like that.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a bit of a challenge for us, to
overcome that one. But yeah.
So what about the rest of your life? Were you always working here? So it's from dawn till dusk, or was there a little bit of social life as well going on?
No, there definitely was.
Yeah,
definitely. We got our henna done.
Oh wow!
A nurse
that's right. I remember now. Shabnam did that.
Shabnam did that. Very kind of her. Yes.
My trusty translator.
Yes, exactly.
I'll be talking to her on one of these videos later.
She also invited us to her son's birthday party, so we went to that one evening with Ian.
You did indeed.
That was great. Yeah.
That was brilliant.
That was really interesting to see like the typical Indian person's home and like get to go out right into the heart of the community and everything, and like get right involved in like such an authentic Indian experience like a birthday party. It was great.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of things around Bhopal. I mean, it's a very beautiful city.
It is a lovely city.
City of the lakes. So
lots of nice sunsets. Beautiful Indian sunsets almost on the daily. That we've got.
And it's off the beaten track for tourism as well, isn't it? So you get very few tourists here, so there are no queues.
A lot of selfie requests.
Very, very few tourists, which is good in a lot of ways, but also it causes a lot of tension around our white faces. But that's alright. But yeah, no, it's been an interesting experience, like getting right in the middle of India and
very enjoyable. I think we've really gotten an authentic feel of like the community and everything as well. We got to know our local shopkeeper and things as well. So
lots of amazing food and everything.
It is a part of India that probably you wouldn't get to otherwise as tourists. And yes, you do see the real India and the real people and the way the real people mix together, and which is not often posted in the media that we see in the West.
It's lovely. Everyone's very friendly, welcoming. It's a lovely city.
Good. So you've enjoyed it to round up.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, let me wish you all the best on your travels.
Thank you.
You're both going to Varanasi or Benares, and then you're Emma. I think are off home more or less via Dubai. Is it?
Via Dubai.
Via Dubai. Okay. And you're going down to Trivandrum to have a tourist trip with a group. All the way up Kerala and finishing Goa. Is that right? Okay, well I hope you both enjoy the rest of your stays in India and that we can keep in touch.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks very much for doing this interview with me.
No problem.
The first, I hope, of many.
Yes.
And thank you for watching, everybody.
Bye.